Hey everybody, we're just going to do a quick demo, or not demo, documentation of laying down asphalt millings. We got millings here. We're putting in a new driveway. Finally, the wife's going to be so happy. Hoop hoop. The reason we're doing this, instead of using regular asphalt or concrete, comes to cost. And although I'm not going to say that the price difference wasn't the consideration, the reason cost was a consideration was property values. Uh, Going this route, we're putting minimum expense. I mean, this pile here, and there's one about half that big sitting in the other driveway because the dump truck couldn't fit between the power line and the tree, so we had to put the other pile somewhere else. Our property values are keeping up with the Joneses in the area. Around this block, there's a lot of turnover homes, so it isn't hard for us as a non, I'm gonna say technical real estate person to go up and see, well, our house when we bought it was the same value as the house down the street when they bought it a year earlier or later. So for us, that was close enough. And when they just sold it, we see what their value is. And they have concrete driveways, they have asphalt driveways. And if our value was the same in our area, it seems that the asphalt concrete pavement isn't that big of a deal. I mean, the house right next door, still gravel driveway. We share a driveway. I mean, their house sold for $30,000 more than ours. At Grant, different market. That was 5 years difference. But we have central AC and all that kind of stuff, and they don't. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration there. The other problem with that is property taxes. Your concrete and everything here in my area signifies a permanent not addition, but improvement. And this is just a gravel base, so they don't consider it permanent. They consider it wearable. So with that, it keeps my property taxes the same. I don't have to worry about a bigger valuation of that just because I did concrete. And with this, I also don't need to get a building permit. So things to think about and look to in your area. With all of that said, I do not fully expect this to be asphalt when I'm done. I do expect a solid base, but that's because there's been a lot, especially farmers in the area, that do this. I've stopped by, I've looked at, I have a very good expectation of what the end product is going to be. There are products out there that rejuvenate the asphalt. I tried to get some for this project, but I could not get the company to maintain contact and even fulfill an order. So it's not like I bought it and it's just not showing up. They won't even take my money, so I guess we're gonna have to go without it up front. Most of these products, some have to be mixed in, like with a concrete mixer, and I don't want to go through all that work. I mean, the idea is simple and easy. The ones I was looking at were ones you spray on the top of. So you put down your millions, leave them loose. You spray them and saturate it. It comes in, it loosens the asphalt. It's not like diesel that cleans it, but it's supposed to loosen it. It's got its own polymers and chemical compounds in there that then rebinds it. And you do that a couple times, roll it, and hey, you got yourself an asphalt driveway. Yay. But since they haven't gotten back to me, and I know it's going to set up hard, right now the process is we're going to lay it, we're going to roll it, we're going to try and heat it up. Probably, I'm thinking about using the steam power washer to do it. Honestly, it's the only way I can really see myself getting everything up to close to that 300 degree mark to really melt it. And they only get in the 200, so it's not even really that close, but it's better than nothing. And then getting it bind together. Then once we know it's good and set, I can flatten it all out, and we'll chip seal it, and by then we'll have an essentially asphalt driveway. Hooray! I do have grading going on. To touch base on this real quick, and really just to show anyone that's like, oh, can I accomplish this? I think you could, because I'm not a builder, I'm not a grader, and this here sucks. It looked great, and then the quint axle dump truck came in, weighed 80,000 pounds, and put ruts in it, so I got to smooth them back out and repack it. And then he got stuck. But you can see I cut up to the curb line so that my asphalt's one, smooth with the curb, and two, it allows my fifth wheel trailer and everything to get in. And then when I moved in, we built this garage. Went through, I did, again, to show that you can probably do all this yourself. I went through and put in all the gravel inside there. And when I say all the gravel, the front of the building's raised up 4 inches. The back is 7.5 feet. I built the retaining wall and the whole 9. But during the process, we had some complications with my oldest son's birth, and so all of a sudden I couldn't finish the project, and I ended up subbing it out, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But when they did finish the driveway, they went straight from the base of the door, which you can see is above the base of the window, and then they came out to the end of the driveway, and that made everything slant towards the house when we got real heavy rain. The neighbor's driveway is higher than my driveway, so if we got real heavy rain, the low spot's about where the skid loader is sitting. This just pull up, and before you know it, it'd be getting up to the house. So we put in drains. Now here's another place we're cutting costs. That's a 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to put a 10-inch, which will fit right inside the lid, grate in that thing. The eaves go into the same deal. I got 2 sets of tubes going back through the backyard. That was all there before. I mean, when I say that, because we had the water issues, I installed this a couple years ago. I just went through and revamped it, put an extra set of tubes in, put a different bucket in. The old bucket was fine until I decided to pull out with backhoe. But the issue, like I was talking about, where everything would flood here, bring in all the seeds and everything from all the trees, all the debris in both of our driveways, leaves, would pool here and plug it. And so then to get the water out, I'd have to come pull the lid out, and now you can see my boy decided to stomp it into the hole. I'd have to pull it out, and then all the water would then go, but now all of a sudden my pipe started filling up with crud. And so I thought, well, since we're doing this now, let's replace that pipe, which we did. It's all sitting over there in the pile of project mess. And then there we go. The last thing I want to touch base on is how I'm going to install it, because everyone that puts this on YouTube, they're either pros and they have an asphalt machine, or they just had a pile and they had the dump truck spread and they rolled it and they called it a day. I'm going to try to use my snow blade. You can see there's a 3.5-inch gap because I put it on stilts. We're going to see if this works. Use it as a box blade. I don't know it's going to, but I don't know why it wouldn't. So we're going to see how that rolls. But I'll make sure to take some snapshots and narrate along the way and show you guys the finished product. So wish me luck.